name, let it rain.
Hall of Fame.
Every word's a heavyweight swing.
Hall of Fame.
Built on blood, sweat, and pain.
Hall of Fame.
Put respect on the game.
Put respect on the game. Hey. Put respect on the game. Hey.
Yeah.
Put respect
From
on
the
the
mat
game.
to the mic, from the grind to the glow. Every scar got a story, every win you already know. No gimmicks, no smoke, just the truth when we speak. If it moved the culture, we the ones you should seek. They been watching the climb, now they hear the voice. When legends talk legacy, they ain't really a choice.
Hall of Fame.
This ain't hype, this is fact.
Hall of Fame.
Every era intact.
Hall of Fame.
Past, present collide.
Hall of Fame.
Forever certified.
Put respect on the
Booker
game.
T certified, 5 times solidified. Brad Gilmore verified, voice of the fight amplified. Of his legacy we testify, of his greatness we let it fly. History don't whisper, it speaks when we
Hall
arrive.
of Fame. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame.
Legends never change.
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Oh, yeah, man. You're inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. They call him the BOAT. And, as always, I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes. Caviar dreams, man. How you feel, dog? How you feel?
I'm feeling good, BT. You know what? We had a nice, relaxing weekend. I was actually at the Houston Rockets game on Saturday. I want to give a big shout out to my guy, Kevin Durant. I was there. I saw the basket when Kevin Durant broke Michael Jordan's all-time scoring record, moving to number 5 all-time, only behind Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and LeBron James. So one of the greats of all time.
Oh, yeah, man. Awesome, man. I had a weekend. I was in New York City. New York City. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I had the roughest landing in all of my years of flying. Landing in New York City, and then I was just looking an Air Canada flight landed today in New York City, and it skidded and ran into a fire truck, killed the pilot and the co-pilot. 77 people, thank God, lived through that thing. And I tell you, when we landed, it sounded like the plane without the landing gear hit the ground. I mean, it was like boom, like loud as like a bomb exploding. And I was half asleep, and it woke me up immediately. It was like being in a washing machine, just getting thrown all around. And I was like, whoa, bro. That's why I got through that. And then my driver was taking me to the hotel, and he's driving. He's in the HOV lane, but he's driving over the white line. And it's a car behind us, and it's blowing diffuse like just crazy. Going, you know how New York is, they blowing like crazy. And I asked the guy, bro, are you okay? He goes, yes, sir, I'm okay. I said, bro, are you really okay? Because I'm looking at my phone, because I put in the hotel with my GPS on just to see exactly how much longer I got to be in the back of this car. Or do I need to get out right now? You know what I'm saying? But the people in New York City, man, at the big event, I must say, I had a great time. I had a great time in New York City with a lot of my fans and friends, and it was just so freaking awesome. I got a chance to hang out with Goldberg for a minute. Road Dogg, got a chance to see Road Dogg, talk with him for a minute, and so many more. It was just an amazing Tony Gurria, one of my favorite people in the world. I got a chance to see him. I hadn't seen him in so many years since he left the company. But man, it was just an awesome time in New York for me this weekend.
How did old Goldberg look? Did he look like he could still go another round?
He looked great, man. And I was like, bro, I need you. I need you. He's like, bro, just call me. Just call. We got to get Goldberg down to Reality Wrestling. Do a signing, special guest general manager or something. Just one night. So I'm definitely ran into David Otunga, you know.
Oh man.
No, man, but we chatted it up, and we rode back to the airport together. And
Oh, word.
what's crazy was guy put me in the car, and we ended up going to JFK, and my flight was at LaGuardia. And I was so mad because we had to drop Jackie off, and I understood that, but I was like, bro, you could have put me on I could have called an Uber, and I was really, really hot because I looked at my phone and I had literally 35 minutes from JFK to LaGuardia before the flight started boarding. So I'm bubbling hot, and we had to drop David Otunga off at his gate, which was going to be another, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so to get around to it. But David said, "No, let me out right here." Let me out right here, man, so you guys can try to catch that flight. I'll figure out how to get over to the other terminal. Man, I gave him such a big hug. I appreciated him so much for that, man. You know what I mean? So David's not a bad guy, man. David's not a bad guy. And I have zero beef with David. When we saw each other, it was like, what's up? And that's the beauty of, men and respect. You know what I mean? Really, seriously.
Yeah, shout out to Dave Otunga, man. We should get Otunga.
If it wasn't for David, I wouldn't have made that flight.
And you would have been breaking everything you could have
Literally,
afforded.
I would not have made that flight if it wasn't for David, because when I got to the gate, they had already closed the door. But it was still 4 minutes left on the clock. And the lady came back up, and she let, the remaining passengers in.
Oh man,
It was
that
like
would have
6 of them. And 4 minutes, that 4 minutes was precious. Can you imagine? Seriously.
God, man. That's like that. That almost happened to me one time. The door was closing as I was at Atlanta airport, running to my Delta flight, and the door was closing. And I said, "No, wait." And I like reached my hand out. I felt like I was Mr. Fantastic. Like I thought my arm was going to reach all the way across and stop the door. And she stopped it for me. Thank God. And you know what, Book, too? With everything going on in the airports, you were blessed to even have that 4 minutes to make it to how was security at JFK?
You know what?
Or LaGuardia?
The terminal that I went out of, it was 0 people there. It was amazing.
Lucky.
I was so lucky. I had 4 people in front of me in security when I was in it, and they got there we got there almost at the same time. It was a family, and I almost beat them. And but they had 2 securities working, so I got in pretty quick and got through security, relatively quick. And I rushed that gate, man. I got there, and when I saw that door closed, my heart just sank, and I was like, oh man, I'm complaining big time, because I'm a 2 million miler, so I feel like I work there. So I'm getting ready to call somebody. I'm on the phone. I'm getting ready to get reunited and tell them, hey man, this ain't right, whatever, But no, I got home. I got home safe, so it was good.
Well,
No, but
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, over the weekend we lost a great member of the wrestling fraternity, one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time, Dennis Condrey, who was a part of the Midnight Express with Bobby Eaton, and Jim Cornette was their manager. He passed away in his early 70s. So we send our condolences. Did you know Dennis? Did y'all ever rub shoulders anywhere?
Yeah, we've met. 76 years old. Dennis Condrey passed away. I never got a chance to really network with Dennis like I did with Bobby Eaton. Because Bobby Eaton did so much time down in WCW, with the Blue Bloods and whatnot. I got a chance to just kick it with him and learn from him and watch, how he went out and performed. With Dennis Condrey, I watched him explicitly, man. Beautiful Bobby and Loverboy Dennis and the Midnight Express going against Rock and Roll Express. Those guys, they were the Bible, the blueprint for professional tag team wrestling. And my brother, we watched those guys like over and over and over. Midnight Express was our favorite tag team, perhaps of all times. Along with the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. It's just amazing. Just amazing what those guys brought to me and made me feel when I was a youngster watching the game. As far as tag team wrestling, my brother and I would not have been really honed in as far as tag team wrestling if it wasn't for, Dennis and Bobby. In no way, we would have been the tag team we became if it wasn't for, of course, the Rock and Roll Express had a lot to do with it, but the Midnight Express, those guys, they really brought tag team wrestling to life and made it so real to me when I was watching it as a young person. So I pay condolences, to him and his family. I tribute, tag team wrestling, and pretty much everything that my brother and I did, to Dennis and Bobby. Those guys get the praise, as far as tag team wrestling from me. Because I know I would not have been thinking about anything as far as tag team wrestling if it wasn't for Dennis and Bobby. Those guys literally will be an imprint, seared in my brain for the rest of my life. So I'm just so sad to see him go, but it just let me know that we're all mortal, hug your kids, and tell them you love them every day, because you just never know when that day is going to come.
You don't. And Dennis Condrey, again, the Midnight versus Rock and Roll is like one of the most legendary feuds in pro wrestling history, like especially tag team. And I know they also, Midnight had a lot of run-ins with the Road Warriors at one time. I had that infamous scaffold match in Mid-South with Jim Cornette falling from the, have you ever seen that clip of Cornette falling from the scaffold? And Boss Man misses him and and he doesn't catch him. But I know Dennis Condrey and his family, and I think Dax Harwood actually as well helped launch a GoFundMe to pay for the funeral expenses. And I think they're really, really, really close to their goal of 55,000. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the link to that in the chat. If anybody wants to give 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks to Dennis Condrey's family so they can get that funeral paid for and they can send him to that 20 by 20 in the sky in grand fashion.
Big time, man. Big ups to Dennis Condrey, the Midnight Express. Stick around, guys. We're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
What's up, everybody? Brad Gilmore and Booker T here in the Hall of Fame, and we want you to stop what you're doing. Put the remote down, sit up straight, adjust your championship belt, because this is not just an ad. This is an announcement from the Performance Commission.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm talking about bright lights, big fights, main event, last man standing energy, dog.
Look, this is the moment where the smoke hits, the pyro explodes, and the announcer screams, "Ladies and gentlemen, business is about to pick up."
Go ahead and tell him, Brad. Hit him with it.
Look, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up, and Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking about next level championship belt gold-plated energy.
I'm talking about Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. This is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting gold standard performance, man.
Yeah, we're talking about 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal connection in your brain and your body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get it in quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet.
That's right, Brad. Sounds like somebody just cashed in the money in the bank at midnight. Oh, yes.
That's not let's see what happens energy. That's call the announcer, cue the slow motion, somebody get a replay energy.
That's when the referee slides in and goes, "Y'all good?" And you say, "Ring the bell."
That's the difference between showing up like it's a Tuesday
and showing up like it's WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and the after party.
Hey, BT, check this out. If she sends you that "you still awake" text, your confidence walking down the hallway should look like you just beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Man, after that, the mattress might retire your jersey.
The bed's gonna be in the back like, "I need some ice. Somebody get me some ice."
That's what I call going for the gold, baby.
And coming home with the championship belt. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with the code Booker. That's promo code Booker. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Oh, yes, man. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, baby. Oh, yeah, man. I got me an order on order right now, and it'll be in real soon. And I'm telling you, man, when that stuff kick in, boom, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I'm talking about put the rocket on, send you straight to the moon. I'm talking about it's about to blow up in this mug with that Blue Chew, man. So get you some. I'm just saying.
And you know what? It works. It works in 15 minutes or less. You know, the other one, you know, was like, I don't know, a couple hours. You start getting ready. You know, and even the other one, they used to say,
put it under the tongue, man. Just let it just. Yeah, I'm just saying. But
it works faster. You know what I mean? But you know what? Even if it took a minute, you know what they say, Book, slow motion is better than no motion. You know.
Instead of run down, let's walk down. You know what I'm just saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just saying, but nah, man. I see everybody in the comments, man. Everybody in the comments want to talk about Booker T Appreciation Day in H-Town. And I'm gonna tell you, bro. I had such a great time. Booker T night. It was so cool with all my students, my family and friends being a part of that thing. With Vic, we had so much fun at the desk. We was laughing freaking, you know, basically all night. Just doing the show. The matches was hot. Man, you know, it just was a really, my thing is this. Booker T Appreciation Day, getting your flowers while you're here.
Facts.
That's the thing right there. You know what I mean? So many times people get their flowers after they're gone. And I'm just so glad to still be here working with so many young people and these young people still paying homage to me because they know exactly. I love like Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy is a kid that I met through LFG, but he's like my boy. He's literally like, you know, my boy, and we chatted up about this business and what he needs to do out in the ring. You know, guys like Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry was a kid who begged his mother to become the reality of wrestling when he was a kid. You know what I mean? Before then finally he comes to reality. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know, Tatum Paxley. You know, yeah, hell. I give these young people, you know, Hank and Tank. I mean, those guys got won their first championship in this business, in reality of wrestling, and I spot talent. And I see guys that perhaps maybe have, you know, what it takes to make it in this business, and those guys, I'm going to push them. I'm going to push them. I'm going to, you know, make sure they, you know, get that knowledge to go out there and understand this thing, opposed to just going out there and doing it. You got to know how. You got to understand the test in order to pass it. And trust me, I know that from being a kid because I didn't study a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pass too many tests. You know, but
test day wasn't a good day for BT.
No. But what was crazy though?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Did we get a freeze moment on him? I think Booker T froze up on us. Hold up, y'all. All right, BT. You're gonna have to jump back into the studio here as we roll on live. Book will come back. But I want to know what the people thought of the Booker T Appreciation Night. Because I know a lot of people are like, why weren't you there? I wasn't there because mom has she's down with a knee injury and I've been taking care of her. But to me, I was explicitly excited to see Booker T Appreciation Night because, you know, like I remember when BT called me and said, hey, Brad, they just called me about doing NXT commentary. And I'll never forget, I was at our Astros game and I stepped away for a minute to talk to him. And I was like, well, how you feel about that? he was like, man, I like it. I'm into it, but I don't really, I haven't watched NXT as much as it, but it's only gonna be 3 months. So like, what's gonna be the big deal, right? I'm only gonna be there 3 months and we'll figure it out or what have you. But it ended up, it's been 3 years. And, without NXT and Booker being in it, so much in his career and a lot of these young guys' careers might not have happened. So we'll have to get Booker back here on the line. He should be joining us here any minute to talk about it, because it was cool for me to also to see reality of wrestling get such a presence, because over the last few years on NXT, there's been some clips, of what some of our guys who've gone on to NXT, have done. There's been some reality wrestling clips in the mix, which has always been a cool thing. But I didn't know that they would put such a spotlight on our guys. I turn on the television and there's Simsei, the reality wrestling legacy champion. There's Josiah Jean, the 2026 Battle of the Bell winner. You see Will Allday. You see Max Castellanos. You see Terrell Tempo. You see Zach Mason. You see Warren J. You see all these guys who, we've worked together now for several years, and I've seen them ascend and come up, and it's just cool to turn on CW, NXT, a WWE product, and there they are, bam, front and center during Booker T Appreciation Night. And it was also, we're talking about Dennis Condrey in the last segment, and like what Book was saying, not everyone always gets the flowers while they can still smell them. That's the old Kanye West line. If you love someone, you should go ahead and tell them not everyone gets the flowers while they can still smell them. And to me, for them, even though it's an angle, even though it's a setup, even though it's a work or whatever, right? Or not a work, but they're shooting an angle. To me, it was so important for Book to have that moment, because, and I tell him this, if he was he was on the show, he'll come in here in just a moment. But like, Book understands, and I don't want to speak for him, but I feel like Book understands his place in wrestling history and how significant it is. That's him calling.
Booker T.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Hall of Fame. Don't go anywhere.
Let me ask you something, Brad. What's one money lesson you wish you learned way earlier in life?
Oh, man, BT, I wish I learned about budgeting. No questions. Just understanding where your money goes before it disappears. And now, if you've got kids or teenagers, you're trying to pass those lessons down while juggling everything else.
Exactly. Parenting already comes with a million moving parts. The last thing you want is money stress adding to that chaos.
And that's where Cash App comes in, especially for parents with teens.
For all the parents out there with teenagers, we know you're already trying to keep a million different things under control. Cash App is here to help you make sure your teens' money and their spending isn't adding to that craziness.
Cash App is designed to meet teens aged 13 to 17 where they are, with intuitive educational tools. Available through sponsorship by an eligible parent or guardian, teens can gain access to a personalized Cash App card that comes in different colors and patterns to fit their style, and the ability to instantly access money from their family and friends. Cash App makes managing money feel easier and honestly just cooler than the other options out there.
The platform also has tools that can help develop real-world financial habits in a space that's safe and easy to navigate, all with your oversight and approval.
If your teen is getting their first job, Cash App can give them access to their paychecks up to 2 weeks early and can help them achieve personalized saving goals that they can set themselves, all within the app. With Cash App, these tools become something they'll actually want to use because they were designed with them in mind.
Finally, no one wants unnecessary surprises. With Cash App, there are no monthly fees, no minimum balance required, and no hidden charges when sending or receiving money.
With the Cash App card, you and your teen's balances receive 24/7 fraud monitoring. If there's ever something that feels off, you have the ability to lock their card right from your phone in just one tap.
Skip the stress and give your teen a way to learn financial responsibility with no hidden fees. Download Cash App and get started today.
For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code FAMILY10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply.
Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking service provided by Cash App's banking partners.
Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC.
Direct deposit promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand.
Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosure.
Confidence. We've been training long and hard. Ability.
Anybody, anywhere, anytime.
One of the most captivating superstars of all time, Booker T's legendary career began in Houston, Texas in 1989. His debut with his brother Stevie Ray in the GWF began a journey that would entertain fans for over 2 decades. And for those 2 decades, we've all dug it.
You're now rocking with the best.
I came here to give the people what they came to see.
Now rocking with the best. You're welcome.
Oh, 61.
I got them.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
What? Check out the big brain on you.
What's going on, baby?
You can see my soul through my eyes.
I feel like a fool with this outfit on. Will you please tell her to quit looking at me? You want an autograph or something?
Excuse you.
There's never been one so majestic as I.
Patented Booker T Spinneroonie. Here it is.
The greatest of all time. You want to hear you dig that? I can dig it.
Loud and clear, G.I. Bro.
My man, Booker T.
Everybody paid the Booker man.
I always wanted to prove that I belonged in the same realm of all those talented guys that came through this business. I always wanted to leave my legacy.
An entertainer in the ring and out, but more importantly, a champion. Tag team champion.
Harlem Heat on top of the tag team world.
We take what we want. We coming for you.
Television champion.
Hey, Beatty, a new world's television champion.
We going for a ride in your life, sucker.
U.S. champion.
I can't believe it.
5-time WCW champion.
We've got a new champion.
It's my time. Don't hate the player.
Hate the game.
Intercontinental champion.
This crowd feels it. Booker T feels it.
King of the ring.
All hail King Booker!
World heavyweight champion.
The poor kid from Houston, Texas has risen to the top.
Because I got all my people standing behind me 110%. Hey! Now can you dig that, sucker?
My thing has always been about being one of the guys who have gone all the way through it to get to the other side, to look back and say, man, I did that.
It is an honor to welcome Booker T into the WWE Hall of Fame, class of 2013.
Wow, congratulations. Congratulations to my longtime friend, my former broadcast partner, a wannabe golfer. Booker T, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Does he ever deserve it, ladies and gentlemen?
I hope he'll do a Spinneroonie at the induction ceremony.
I wonder if G.I. Bro's going to make an appearance. Booker T, of course, joining an illustrious class. The Hall of Fame 2013, perhaps the greatest class of all time, will be inducted the night before WrestleMania, sold out at Madison Square Garden.
I'm back. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. Sorry about that, man. Everything just blew up. It just blew up, man. You know what I'm saying? But I got a backup. I got the box. Box hooked me back up, man. So I'm back in the game. But we was talking about Booker T Appreciation Day. Right?
Yes.
Right. And I was talking about the love that I got throughout that whole day, which was awesome. It was really, really awesome. And like I said, I'm just glad to have been here to see it more than anything. It's crazy in those moments. You wonder how you're gonna act because it's wrestling. It's wrestling, and for me, moments like that are just real moments. So for me, it was hard to hold back, a tear and whatnot. And so you may think it was for television, but I actually was choked up a little bit about the whole situation and seeing like I say, everybody that came out, all the fans that came out to see me, which was like so awesome. And then the day after, people talking about Booker T Appreciation Day on social media, how cool it was. It was special. It really was. It was special.
It was awesome to watch. I was like, I think Book got actually choked up right there. I think when I was I think that's a real moment right there for BT. Was it cool? Was it just like also surreal to have your students featured so prominently on the WWE? I mean, the opening shot, reality wrestling stars, the in-ring segment, reality wrestling stars, the whole action featured majority reality wrestling stars.
Yeah. Roxanne Perez, which was one of my prized pupils. It was amazing. It was amazing. Trick Williams, he called me. He's like, man, I wanted to be there, man. I wish I could have been there, stuff like that. So no, man, it was real. It really was, as far as like Triple H said, how I'm a mentor to a lot of these young people. I've given a lot to this company over the years, and to see these guys say, I really appreciate that. And that means a lot. It really does. It means a lot. It let me know that I'm really, doing my job as far as giving back and still being able to go out there and do my thing at the same time. Like you were saying, not only am I, a mentor, I'm still on camera, having fun and being able to create from that side as well. So I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Everything that I'm doing. I appreciate WWE giving me my flowers. I really appreciate that.
Now I am curious as to when did you actually find out that you were going to they were doing this? Like they were going to do this whole thing.
I found out the week before on television.
Week before on television. So that was a shoot.
Yeah, that was a shoot. Yeah, that was a shoot, because I told Vic, I was like, man, come on, dog, you could have told me that. But they wanted to surprise me as well on that side. And they got a real reaction from it at the same time, so it was really, really cool that they wanted to do something like that for me. Shawn Michaels and I, we've grown to be really, really close since I've been down at NXT for the last 3 years. We respect each other, so much, as far as, not from just what we've done in the ring, but what we're trying to still create now with these young people and guide them and showing them in, the right direction to do, the what not to do's and whatnot. And he knows, just like I know, what it takes to be at that certain level, and we connect. And we he said before, he said, man, I wish we'd have became friends much longer ago,
Yeah.
And we did. We wasn't friends on the way up or anything for me, because it's always about competition. He was on, one side, I was on the other, but no, it's been so cool to be able to work with Shawn and his team, Russo, and then, so many more of those guys that have brought me in, and George, so many of those guys, they brought me in, and Matt Bloom, so many, they brought me in and let me be a part of the team. And being a part of the team for me is really, really special. And I've had a great time at NXT for 3.5 years, man. 3.5 years. That 3 months turned into 3.5 years. And hey, man, I don't see. I ain't going nowhere no time soon. Hopefully.
Well, look, I know we're gonna break shortly, but I want to say, didn't Shawn request you to be on that? Because it was gonna be a 3-month little thing. Because I think Wade Barrett was gonna go fill in on the top on down, and then you were gonna fill in on NXT, and like they gave him a list of people to choose from, and he was like, "Oh, give me Book for 3 months." That sounds fun.
Yeah. But what was crazy was, I went out after my first night. He goes, Book, I don't know what you were saying out there, but just keep saying it. So that let me know that he was just going to let me have keys and just drive and do whatever I wanted to do. Which I was like, all right, I think I can, I can work this out. With the help of Vic too, it's been amazing. But Shawn definitely, after the first night, he let me know that, bro, just whatever, just do it. So it's been an awesome 3.5 years for me there.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, let's take a quick break, Book, and then I got more questions for you about commentary and Booker T Appreciation Night.
All right, man. Stick around, got you in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
What's up, everybody? This is Brad Gilmore and Booker T for the Hall of Fame podcast. And you know, Book, I've been trying to get my mornings together lately. Not perfect, just better. Less chaos, less fog, less of that, why did I drink 3 coffees and now I'm vibrating out of my chair feeling?
You know, man, I know exactly what you mean. I used to hit the coffee hard in the morning. Then by noon, I'm crashing like I just got hit with the bookend. That's not good, dog.
That's why I started messing around with mud water. It's a coffee alternative made with cacao, chai, turmeric, and functional mushrooms, stuff like lion's mane and reishi, and gives you this smooth, locked-in focus without the jitters or that nasty crash.
And check this out, if you still want that real coffee taste, they've got a new low-caffeine coffee brand, only 45 milligrams of caffeine, but it's got L-theanine and those same mushrooms, and it's feels so good, focused and steady, man. Not wired, not shaky, just ready to handle some business.
Yeah, Book, it's become part of my routine now. You just throw the powder in a mug, add hot water, mix it up. Some people add creamer, honey, whatever. It's easy.
You know, I like this part. Everything in it is organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, kosher, no sugar, no weird stuff, man. Just clean energy that actually lasts.
Plus, you can grab it online or even find it at Target and Sprouts now, which makes it super easy. If you want to get your morning started smarter, head to mudwater.com/Booker right now and get up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use code BOOKER.
That's right, up to 43% off with the code Booker at mudwtr.com/Booker.
And after you order, they'll ask you how you heard about them. Tell them that the Hall of Fame sent you.
That's what I call starting the day like a champion. Now can you dig that, sucker? Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We just chopping it up. Talking about Booker T Day in Houston, Texas. My city, man. My city, and I'm repping. Big ups to Trader Truth. He came out, him and his family had a great night as well. And yeah. And Trader Truth is going to be hopefully doing some more stuff with reality wrestling, hopefully in the future. So, hey man, everything's on, like the young people say, it's on and popping.
Is that what the young people say now? On and popping. Sure, that's what they say.
I love that kind of stuff.
74. No,
well, you know, that's what I mean. Young people, they were young then, right?
They were young then, back when they were young.
Yeah.
They're old people now. But hey, you know, I want to do a couple things. One, I can't remember if they said anything that I can't air, but people have been doing reactions to your WWE 2K26 commentary. And you know, we had a couple of guys.
I haven't seen that. This first time.
Okay, I gotta give a shout out to my guys from In the Clutch. They've actually come through reality wrestling before. They're H-Town representatives, and they are doing some 2K26 commentary. Now, I'll find the reel, but Book, some of the stuff that you say in the video game is so hilarious. I can't even begin to tell you. Let me find this one. Here it is. Okay, hold on. I'm about to play this video. This is a different one, but this is you going to the ring and you are hyping yourself up on commentary for your character. Have you seen this already?
No.
And it's Booker T here, ready to get this match going.
Not too many superstars are able to wrestle and commentate at the same time. But not too many superstars are that man right there, Booker T. I'm talking about Booker T's a bad man. Booker T's a vicious man. Booker T is a man. A man, Booker T. Ladies and gentlemen, that man, Booker T. Okay, let's start to know it. Y'all.
Yeah, Booker T certainly is one of one. So explosive in the ring.
That's funny as hell.
I did one where you could see it where I say the guy's name. He does like one move, but I say his name like 5 times. So it's crazy. You know, so like Booker T does this, Booker T does that, Booker T does. I did that with so many of the guys in the video game. So I just was able to act stupid, man, in the video game and act fun. Give the video game a different flavor. It's always been just regular commentary. So I say, man, let's give the video game some fun commentary where you can actually laugh about it and play the game at the same time.
I have to find the reel that somebody made, like an Instagram reel where they stitch together your funniest lines from the commentary from the game, and it is truly like a work of art. They're so funny because in 26 people are getting thrown off of the top of stuff, and getting thrown through all kinds of whatever, and you just have the funniest comments about them every single time. And I gotta get this game now.
It's one that I did on the video game, and they made the tag, and I go, textbook tag. The guy just started laughing like crazy. That textbook tag. So now on NXT, when guys make a real tag like this, it's a textbook tag. Not tagging on the back, or anything like that. You got to do a real tag, which is a textbook tag.
You hit him with a textbook tag right there. Booker T's a bad man.
No, it's just stupid, man. But it's fun. I'm having so much fun doing the video game. I was off today. Got a little extra time just to kick around and lay around and just be lazy. Get a chance to go check my daughter out. She got some stuff going on later on with the choir. So no, man, it's been a great day.
Let me ask you this, and maybe you can dispel any rumors, because there is a rumor out there, and I want to know if you can dispel it. Was Booker T Appreciation Night a response, an internal response from the billion-dollar corporation that has television rights with the CW, with USA Network, with Netflix, was getting ready for WrestleMania season, NXT Stand and Deliver? Was this Booker T Appreciation Night put on by the WWE a response to the Wrestling Observer Awards? Because the Wrestling Observer Awards the Wrestling Observer seems to think that NXT pays so much attention to what they have to say and do. NXT decided to design a whole night around Booker T just to get back at the Wrestling Observer.
What are you talking about?
Okay, you know what? Might as well just play it. Can I play you a video here real quick, BT? This is Ryan Alvarez and I don't know the other gentleman's name talking about Booker T Appreciation Night.
Booker T Appreciation Night. This was exactly what it should have been. It's exactly what anyone with a brain could have seen coming.
It was actually more than that, because I thought it was just going to be an angle. Like, I didn't think this had anything to do with the Observer Awards. I thought it was Houston. I thought it was in Houston, and they were just going to do some sort of angle with Jasper Troy and Keanu Carver. But I watched this video, and I was like, this is a response to the Observer Awards. I mean, I didn't want to think that, but when I watch it, and then someone there did bring up to me, like, they've been in Houston many times, and they didn't ever do something like this. This was they put him over like he was actually going to go into the WWE Hall of Fame again. I mean, everybody's talking about, like, Shawn Michaels and Austin and Hendry and Vic and JC and Stephanie. It's like, these guys put him over as a great wrestler. These guys put him over as a legendary Hall of Famer. These guys put him over as a great commentator. These guys put him over as a great trainer. These guys put him over as, he got my gimmick over. He got my gimmick over. I was like, oh my God. Anything else?
Booker T.
Why can't that be true?
Well, I mean, it's all true. I mean, legit, for a shoot, it's all true.
Why can't that all be true? Everything he just said is true.
It's a response to the Wrestling Observer book. It's all a big farce. It's a work.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. Somebody thinking about the Wrestling Observer and Booker T Day being somehow connected. That's ridiculous.
Look,
but yeah. Go ahead.
They set Roxanne down for the interview, and they said, "Hey, Roxanne, really, I know that you don't really think Booker did a whole lot for you, but really try to put him over because we want to get back at the rest of the Observer." Hey, Stephanie Valquer, can you do me a favor? The Observer Awards, they really put a bad mark on this product, and we want to get back at them. So can you try your best to put Booker over, even though he didn't really do much, at all, when it comes to the Devil's Kiss? Trick, can you do us a favor? Can you put Booker over? I know we're twisting your arm here.
You know what? You can't have it both ways. All right. One day, Triple H want to bury me in the ground. Okay. Now, the next day, he wants to put me over like I'm the best thing in the world. Those two just don't go together. All right. So either the night, right. So either that night was real or it wasn't. Okay, it was a great night. It was a great night for the city. It was a great night for me. It was a great night to appreciate what I've done for the business, which is gotten a lot of guys over. Okay, which I think I know my job. Thank you, Mark Madden. Let me give Mark Madden his props. Okay, because Mark Madden gave me the blueprint to be the soundtrack to go out there and do what I do. As far as being mentor to a lot of young people that's in this business right now, doing it right now and trying to get to that level and at that level already and still mentoring them and working with them, helping them try to get better more than anything. Because I have nothing to gain. I have nothing to gain other than to see them rise and do hopefully so much more than I ever did. That's the ultimate goal. There's so many haters and backbiters and crabs that want to see you, get pulled down just because they're down. But for me, nah, man, I'm going to keep pumping these young guys up. I'm going to keep pumping them out of the school because we don't hoard students at Reality Wrestling. We try to get them in and we try to get them out, hopefully, as fast as we possibly can so they can go out and live that ultimate dream. So for me, everybody knows as far as what I'm about. And for them to give me my flowers while it had nothing to do with the Observer. Okay, guys, do not run a lap on that. Okay, do not do that because you're making yourself, look really, really bad doing something like that. So no, it had zero to do with the Wrestling Observer.
Okay, well, thank you for dispelling the rumor. Because because they did put you over as a great wrestler and a great trainer. And a great commentator and a great Hall of Famer. I mean, they were really selling it.
So many people. I don't know how many. I don't know what the people that voted that for me, but so many people come up to me, like say for instance in New York City, they say, "Buck, how many guys you've gotten over?" And I go, man, hopefully all of them that I'm working with. And they go, that's the only thing that matters. And I can appreciate that coming from a real fan who knows. That's watching the show on a weekly basis. It's not about me. Don't focus on me. All right. Don't focus on me as much as you need to be focusing on the talent. Hey guys, you're in the Hall of Fame. Stick around, man. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Booker T. And before we get rolling today, man, this message right here is sponsored by Raycon.
That's right, Book. Raycon's everyday earbuds have officially become the go-to gift for this holiday season. They sound great. They look great. They last all day long and then some with 32 hours of battery life.
Yeah, dog. And that's no cap, man. These things are built for real life, and I wear mine all the time, and they stay in place. They don't fall out, and they're comfortable as can be. Over 4 million people already got a pair, man. And if you've been curious, now is the time. Oh, yeah.
You're right, BT, because here's the deal. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Raycon is giving up to 30% off all products. It's perfect for gifting. And if you're like me, you're going to keep a couple pairs for yourself.
You know me, man. I love my gadgets, man. And these everyday earbud classics are loaded with upgrades. You got that active noise cancellation, multi-connectivity, and you can hook up to 2 devices at once. And they got that ergonomic fit. Stay put no matter what you're doing, man. Oh, yes.
And the colors, I love them. I'm rocking with that cool mint, but they also got blush violet. They got matte black. They got all kinds of different options. It's not just earbuds. It's an accessory that matches your vibe.
And get this, you can quick charge these bad boys. 10 minutes get you 90 minutes of playtime, 32 hours total with the Case Plus awareness mode. I love it, man. You can use it when you walking the dog. You know, me and Rover, we do it all the time, and you can still hear everything going on around you. That's a game changer. Oh, yes, man.
Yeah, man, I actually use these every day, and I mean it. I use this. Booker uses this. We all use Raycon, so you should use them too. Over 3 million people have already got them, man. 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. It's going to keep on coming. And they come with a 30-day happiness guarantee. So if you don't love them, no worries. Easy return.
That's right, dog. Nothing to lose, but everything, and I mean everything to gain.
So don't wait. Raycon is going big for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Everything's up to 30% off. Just click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/Booker. That's buyraycon.com/Booker, Booker, and save on Raycon audio products site-wide.
Boom, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. Like I said, just coming off Booker T Day. And I just say, again, I want to thank everybody who participated in Booker T Day. I got a lot of heat for rolling up in my Cybertruck too. For some reason.
Wait, what?
I don't know why, just fans. A lot of fans hate the Cybertruck. I don't know why. Maybe they think I'm, I don't know what they're thinking, but I'm like this here, guys. I'm like this here for you young people, okay? For you young people out there. I've been waiting on the future since I was a kid. I'm not going to die without having this self-drive mode and all this stuff to get me around town. I'm not leaving without it. Okay. So I'm trying all the gadgets before I get up out of this place. Okay. Okay. So don't hate me for riding in the Cybertruck. And I'm going to tell you, it feels like one of those cars back, like a Continental, LTD from back in the day. How much room it got in is huge. It's huge. I mean, my knee ain't hurting when I'm, you can say whatever you want to say about the truck, but I like it. And I'm going to keep driving it. I'm thinking about getting the Model X.
Just do it. Ethel. It's funny when people like, it's not like you're antagonizing folks. You're just driving around in your whip. You're not saying nothing. You're not making anybody upset. I don't understand why people get mad. You know what I mean?
Crazy. It's crazy, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy. When you hear people talk like that, and he drives up in a Cybertruck, and now I really don't know if I really don't like him. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, like I say, I don't know how old the person was that said that, but like I say, for me, I'm gonna get a chance. The hoverboard, all that, I'm getting it. You know what I mean? Any kind of gadget that come out, I'm gonna get it. I was the first one of the boys to have a GPS on the road. I'm serious. So my thing is, if it's something that's future related, if I can get a car that can fly before I can get up out of here, I'm getting one.
Doing it, yeah.
I'm serious.
Again, I remember going golfing with you years ago. And we get up to the tee, and this is exactly what Booker does. Booker gets up to the tee, and he's got his bag there, by the clubs, and he goes, he's looking at his wrist. And I go, what are you looking at? I thought he was checking the time. I'm like, we made our tee time. We're good. And you had some watch that would tell you the exact amount of yards to the pin in every course in the world. And it would know it by GPS and would know what hole you were on.
Yeah, bro.
That was crazy.
I gotta have all the gadgets. I'm serious. I just played last week for the first time in literally almost 2 years. That's the first thing I did was, charge my watch up.
What was the driver that we got really hyped about for a minute? Do you remember?
Yeah. What is it?
It was some commercial that we played that we thought was so funny. And we worked ourselves into a shoot because you ended up getting that one. I got one. My dad got one. Like we worked ourselves into thinking, what was it called? Oh, the Hammer. It was called the Hammer. Boom.
Just set him good 400 yards. You ain't got to work. You don't have to have a good form. You ain't got to have nothing. Just hit it.
Oh, that was so funny. Boom. The hammer.
Man, those
Oh.
infomercials, man.
They got us.
They got so much money out of me. It ain't funny, man. I got this machine right there next to me. It's called a coach. It's like a freaking machine you should have in the gym or something. It's called a coach. It has helped me not one damn bit out of these years.
And coach nothing.
I'm serious. Simulator right here, everything, Oh my
Hey,
God.
yo, Book, before we're about to get to Super Chats, this is our last segment. So before we move on, I do want to ask you, after we wrapped up last Monday Night Raw went down, and something that you and I feel like been talking about for months actually ended up, it looks like it's going to happen, which is Brock Lesnar put out an open challenge to anybody on the roster a few weeks ago. And then he was messing with Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. And then the ruler came out, Oba Femi. Oba walked in the ring. He and Brock had a little, what do you call it? Kind of little scuffle. It ended with Oba Femi power bombing the beat Brock Lesnar and pointing to the WrestleMania sign. And it's official. The ruler versus the beast at WrestleMania.
I love Oba's interest, man.
That's awesome.
It's just so freaking cool with all the smoke and the lights, just perfect, just totally just outlining him. You can't really see him totally. It's amazing, how they make that. That's the magic. That's the magic of WWE. But yeah, what Brock Lesnar did for Oba Femi too on that night was, it made me feel good. As far as, like I say, Brock Lesnar is one of the guys that's going to be able to really show Oba Femi what it really means to be a monster, a beast. If anybody could teach Oba Femi, and give him those little bitty things that he's going to need to catapult himself to that next level, it's going to be somebody like Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's been a student of the game for so many years, not just this game, but just wrestling in general. You know what I mean? So Brock Lesnar, I don't know what he is as a coach, but I can imagine he could be a hell of a coach. I'm dead serious. So I like the matchup.
Well, also when you talk about what Brock did for Oba, for Brock, look, it could have easily been like, hey, Brock, this is what we want you to do. We want you to go out there, blah, blah, blah. We want Oba to power bomb you. And he could have pulled the wrestling veteran classic. That doesn't work for me, brother. Right? And he could have. He could have said that doesn't work for me. And nobody really would have questioned it because like, all right, Brock, what do you want to do? Right? You mean you're the A side in this, no disrespect, but like, he's the star. Oba's the star on the rise. And Brock, no, he made Oba look like $100,000 million in that segment. And it's a testament also. It puts Oba in the best possible light going into WrestleMania. And it's a testament to Brock Lesnar. The people who, I've said this for years, people hate on Brock Lesnar all the time. And I'm like, look at how he sells for other people. Yes, he conquers. Yes, he beats The Undertaker and he beats up John Cena. But when it's a younger guy or a smaller guy on the come up, Brock sells around for him. Unless it was Ricochet in Saudi Arabia. And that's not a shot to Ricochet. That's the only time I didn't see Brock shine anybody up. He beat Ricochet in like 90 seconds, right? But other than that, he always go watch him and Kofi in the Beast from the East special, not the WWE title, like the special. He will move around for you, and what he did.
Brock one thing Brock has been, he's been very, very smart as far as knowing how to protect his character. All right. And that's the one thing so many people do not understand as far as protecting that character. This is a guy that's, a legitimate UFC champion. Okay. So he's got to be able to protect his character in professional wrestling to really make you legitimately buy him in professional. So many guys like the Cain Velasquez has come through the WWE who just did not understand what that meant, as far as professional wrestling as well as MMA and combining the two. He's done it very, very well. But there again, Brock Lesnar's had some great teachers along the way.
Yeah.
He's had some great partners to go out there and work with. And trust me, Brock Lesnar had to respect those guys in order for those guys to work with him, to teach him to get to that next level. One thing the Miz said, about him, being put out in the hallway and him having to dress in the closet or whatever. And he said the reason why he didn't get upset about it, he said, because he needed those guys to teach him. Those same guys. So he was smart enough to get all the teaching and then go get a mansion and look at those guys and say, "Look at me now."
Yeah.
So
Got the whole package.
It's a beautiful
Mansion,
team.
WrestleMania main event, beautiful wife.
Every
Like,
team.
Come on, man.
Yes.
I love the Miz. Miz is awesome.
Yeah.
We got to go super chats here. Kai Toenail says, I'm still a little hot about BT Appreciation Night. How disrespectful and tasteless Carver was to our legend and his family. We need to do something about that.
You know what, man? Keanu Carver is one of these guys who's had no real direction in his life, since he was a kid.
Yeah.
I can see it written all over his face. He's like, I used to watch this show back in the day called Good Times, and it was this one guy on there. He was in a gang, and he was called Mad Dog, and he asked Thelma, why they name her Thelma, and she said, my mother, when she first saw me, and the first thing came to her mind was Thelma, and he started laughing and said, I don't know what you're laughing for, because the first thing your mother thought when you was born was your name was Mad Dog. That's good, isn't it?
That is good. I like that.
But no. Yeah, seriously. Appreciation Day. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, Keanu Carver.
Keanu Carver. He's a kid that's a bad apple. He's a bad apple. But Jasper Troy, he's a guy that's been, under my expert tutelage. He's a guy that understands that, I'm out there trying to do my job well. And I appreciate Jasper Troy for coming out there and it's, I wouldn't necessarily say saving me or anything like that, because look, you back a dog in a corner, what's gonna happen? He's gonna bite. He's at least gonna bark.
He's definitely gonna bark and probably bite if you get close enough.
And he might bite. You know what I mean? These hands right here, these hands, they can still touch you in a heartbeat. So I'm just saying, Keanu Carver, do not run up on me thinking perhaps something bad might not happen. I'm just saying. I don't want to put it out in the air nothing, because I ain't looking for Shawn Michaels to try to book nothing. All right? And that's what happened with these promoters.
Let's go to our next one. This comes from D'Angelo Brown. D'Angelo Brown says, Vlad interviewed Devon, and he mentioned you about the Vince segment, and how did Devon feel about that? Okay. Well, that's for Vlad and Devon to discuss, I guess. We don't have much on that.
It is. Yeah.
Callie Toenail says, thoughts on the Worm making the Hall of Fame. Wish Hogan was there to induct him, but we'll take Nash or Bischoff. What were your WCW's memories of Rodman? In 2020 on the Hall of Fame, you said cocaine and strippers.
Did I say that?
That's what it says.
I'm not doubting I said that.
Sounds right.
Yeah, no. Rodman was off the chain, man, back in the day, dog. I loved it. I loved when Dennis Rodman was in WCW. It was a highlight for me watching Dennis go out and do just be Dennis. I didn't care. I wasn't. There you go. I wasn't one of those guys on the roster who was hating on Dennis Rodman being in there. He wasn't a wrestler, this, that, whatnot, the other. Now, I loved every minute of what Dennis Rodman brought to WCW at that time. It was the Wild Wild West. Hogan and those guys, they were just, man, it was a party, dog. It was a party with those guys. Cocaine and strippers, that's the least of, the party. I'm serious, man. It was major, man. And I was like a fly on the wall just watching it go down. And it was a spectacle. I loved it.
Well, I mean, yeah, Dennis Rodman, for those who don't know, Shams Charania of ESPN broke the news that he will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class in 2026. And I loved Rodman when he was in the WCW. I thought he was awesome, man. And when you go back and you watch actually some of his matches, he had a match with Randy Savage, I think at a Road Wild. And it was just a one-on-one match. And it was like third on the card or something crazy. And he and Macho worked this match. And I was like, damn, Dennis actually had his working boots on that night. Like he was actually going out there and doing something. I was very impressed. And, you know, the stories of Rodman coming out on Nitro, you know, the night after they won the NBA title or during the middle of the NBA finals, you know, he just kind of, you know, he was Dennis. He was Dennis, man. And that match, obviously, with him and Karl Malone with DDP and Hogan was a huge moment in WCW history that they still talk about all the time. So I love Dennis in there. I think that that's a very appropriate. And to be going in Las Vegas, come on. Like that's the most appropriate place Dennis Rodman could possibly be going in. Did you watch The Last Dance documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember they had the story where Dennis needed to take a vacation in the middle of the season?
Yeah.
And Phil was like, I can't let you do it. And then Michael talked to him and he's like, 48 hours. That's all you get, Dennis. You can go to Vegas for 48 hours. And then Dennis didn't come back. So Michael had to get on a plane and go looking for him. And he's banging on his suite in the hotel and he opens it. Carmen Electra's standing there at the door, completely naked. And Dennis is laying up in bed. And he's like, bro, we got some games to play. Let's go. Dennis Rodman's the man.
Hey, man. Like I said, I'm pleased to see Dennis going in the Hall of Fame. I'm not gonna, be one of those guys saying he never did anything for WWE, but he did a lot for the business, and I got a chance to see it up close and personal. I got a chance to see, like I say, it was wild, it was chaotic, it wasn't anything wrestling related. It was just, like I say, a party when Dennis was around. But he was always cool to me, always. He was never one of those guys that you saw back in the locker room, big league in the boys or anything like that. He was always cool.
I mean, that's what you want to hear. Yeah, and he seemed like a real fan of the business, same way Mike or Snoop or any of those guys, Mike Tyson or Snoop Dogg, any of these people who've gone in, they seem like legitimate fans of the business. Our final one of the day comes from OJ4Y Lee UK 121. And it says, come on, Oos.
What's that? What that mean?
I don't know.
Hey, man, I want to thank all of my fantasy campers that came out yesterday also. We had fantasy camp yesterday. We had over 40 people came out, men and women. It was awesome. It was a 5-hour day, and everybody pushed themselves to the ultimate limit to get through that day. And I swear, Roxanne Perez, she came to fantasy camp when she was a little bitty kid. And that's what fantasy camp is all about. You think you got it. You wondering if you got it. You want to, not be one of those guys that wake up, or girls wake up, when you're 50 years old and say, man, I wish I would have tried, when I got a chance. Fantasy camp was so freaking off the chain. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and participating from so many different parts of the country, Canada. It was amazing. It really was amazing. So I want to thank everybody for coming out and being part of that thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to the fantasy campers, all 45 of you. And we got Reality Wrestling Glory 10 coming up as well. So make sure everybody checks out. A lot of WWE ID talent's going to be there. The Reality of Wrestling Glory champion, NXT superstar Eli Knight will be in the building as well. So make sure you check that out. Coming up, I think this weekend. Yeah, this weekend.
It is. This weekend, and we get no rest for the weariness. It's the way it is. Hey, man, we got to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne, wishes, caviar, dreams, Brad, for all the heavy lifting. And until next time, guys, peace. We love you. We out.